Okay, recording 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of the You Discuss podcast. Today, episode 8, we're going to be talking about everything getting around. No, I had it, but I had to swallow. I had to swallow, and I just didn't.
I had to swallow, and I just.
Okay. I got this. Recording 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? I need to drink water.
Should we just fuck around and I start it this time?
No.
Shut down.
Okay. Recording 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of the You Discuss podcast. Today, episode 8, we're going to be talking about getting around campus and everything about that. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode this time. So I think we're just going to start it off, and I'm just going to pass off to Claudia. Claudia?
Hi, guys. Yeah, this is definitely one of those hard to make an exciting, fun podcast when you're talking about walking and trains, but I think it's really important because everyone needs to. Jay, I swear to God. Jay, what is wrong with you?
No, I want to start over actually because I wanted to say we didn't say we didn't have a guest on, so I kind of wanted to say that, but I forgot about that. But Jay, what the hell were you laughing at?
7 hours later.
You're walking and trains. I'm sorry. It's funny because when I made that short episode, I was trying to do an intro. I literally couldn't do it. I was like, "Hey," I literally the first.
Hey guys,
what'd you say?
Back to the You Discuss podcast.
The first clip I recorded, I said, "Thanks, Ross." First thing, and I was like, "Wait, I'm by myself."
Wait, I'm by myself.
Okay, man. Good times.
All right.
Ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, record. What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of the You Discuss podcast. Today, episode 8, we're going to be talking about everything getting around campus. This time, we don't have a guest with us, but it's just going to be the three of us again. So I think I'm just going to pass off to Claudia to start us off.
Hey, guys. So, yeah, this is definitely a harder podcast to record because it's not as interesting when you're talking about, walking around campus and how to get to New York. But I do think it's pretty important because there are a lot of different things that you might not know about, especially when it comes to having cars and stuff. So definitely a good thing to know about. I am a fan of just walking, good old fashioned walking. I walked everywhere. I didn't take the bus. I didn't bike. I just walked. And I know Jay is looking at me just not happy because I know you didn't walk anywhere if you didn't have to.
When the university offers different modes of transportation included with your tuition, why would I not use them?
Very true.
Because walking is good for you. It's good exercise. It keeps you active, good blood flow.
But think about this.
You don't have to deal with talking to people on trains.
It's also important to get a good night's rest. Therefore, if I sleep an extra half hour and take the bus, I'm also being healthy by getting a full night's rest.
Jay, this is quality thinking.
Did you ever take an 8 a.m. past freshman year? You could have just gone to bed earlier.
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody did. No.
I did.
Yeah, Ross always had them. Yeah, no, I don't think. I think my earliest one after that was 9 o'clock. Interesting.
So talking about walking.
So it depends on where. So freshman year, I walked to class just because it was easier to walk than it was to take the bus.
Yeah.
During sophomore year, the towers, again, it was just easier to take the bus than to walk. So I took the bus. And then the last 2 years when we were on Cleveland, there was no convenient bus stop unless we walked away from campus. So,
yeah, it was a very awkward spot.
Yeah, so there was really no point of taking the bus then, just because it'd take extra time. For the towers, I don't know, depending on how the buses are running that day, it usually would be quicker to just take the bus than to walk, but that's not always the case.
Yeah, and I'm a very slow walker, so when it comes to, say, getting to classes, that's definitely not the best option for me. I would definitely rather take the bus. And yeah, I'm also very lazy. So, the bus is definitely
He's
up there.
honest. He's honest.
Yeah.
No, I walk so fast, I'm borderline running. So like I could make it from South Chap, where I lived junior, senior year, to Jay and Ross's house, which was the opposite diagonal corner, in like 20 minutes easily. And I'd stop for a pizza on the way. Like it was, I run. That's why I think I like walking. It's just the fastest mode of transportation for me.
Yeah.
I think for me, her house was about 30 minutes at least.
Minimum. I've literally taken the bus to your house before.
Taking the bus? You've texted me, hey, come pick me up so we can hang at your house. So I leave my house to come get you and go back to my house.
Again, I'm just finding what's most convenient for me.
But not for others. But if we have to talk walking around campus, we can't do it without talking about the pedestrian safety class that was forced upon me winter session junior year. It was me and one other dude. He was cool. But no, I got stopped for jaywalking, which is like a huge no-no in Delaware. Literally everybody does it all the time.
Yeah,
but I was unlucky and got caught. Well, because it was winter session and there was no cars, no people. So I was like, what am I going to do? Sit here by myself for a minute? No, I'm just going to cross the street. And then a cop stopped me. I was on the phone with my dad and I was like, hey, Dad, sorry, I just got pulled over on the street, like walking.
Which light were you at?
North Green, the one that like goes over to head towards Main Street, that cuts through campus.
Oh, nobody stops at that light.
No, and so I got stopped for jaywalking, and the cop told me I committed a very serious crime, which I thought was comical.
How much is a jaywalking ticket? Is it like $90?
$82.
That's a ripoff.
Insane.
Or you can take the pedestrian safety class because they report you to the school, and they fully show you like videos of people getting hit by cars, and like tell you that it's like super dangerous and how many people die, and you have to take a quiz. Like it's a lot. It's a lot, and like yeah. The videos they showed, though, were like a girl like absentmindedly turning into traffic on a bike. And I was like, this is not okay. Like, I crossed the street when there were no cars. It's a lot, but saves you $82, I guess.
You know what's like crazy?
What?
If you took the bus, you would not have gotten a jaywalking ticket.
Bingo.
If I had taken the bus...
Well,
I wouldn't have gotten exercise while I walked to the gym.
I will say during winter session, the bus runs at very infrequent times.
I mean, I've never been there for winter session, but I can say fall and spring semester, the bus also runs at very infrequent
I was
times.
also walking from Brown to the gym. It would have taken me longer to loop around on the bus than just walk.
That's true. Yeah, because the main bus stops are, what is that, Smith, right?
Yeah.
Smith and Gore.
And then
Gore. Perkins and CR is the other one on Academy. And then North Campus at the Towers, Independence.
There's one South Campus too, right after the bridge.
Right. Yeah,
right near the animal science buildings.
Right. So those are like the big bus stations. So like when you are walking to go get the bus, you think you're just gonna casually stroll onto the bus 5 minutes after class just got out, and like there's 150 people trying to take the bus up to North Campus, and it's like, let's all stand in a line and be civil and wait our turn and go one at a time on. No.
Yeah, like if you think the line for Chick-fil-A is bad, like this might be worse. There's just like this giant like swarm of people waiting for the bus.
Yeah,
outside of Smith.
At least
all you need to do at UD is walk and not eat chicken, and you're good. Like,
at least Chick-fil-A, you're gonna get your chicken sandwich. With the bus, no,
that's true. Yeah,
there's no telling that you're gonna catch that bus, because like sometimes, especially at the Towers, like I would always like look at like the times, and it'd be like there's a bus arriving in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and 9 minutes, and I'm like, oh, like there's one in 9 minutes, like I'll give myself more time. I'll take that one. Go to take that bus. It is completely full. And then it's like, you now lost, like you missed the last bus and you have like 8 minutes to get to your class that is a 20-minute walk away, and the next bus is not for a half hour. So you gotta get screwed.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of times you are forced to walk if you do take the bus every time.
Yeah.
You can also. Sorry, go ahead, Jay.
I think that if I for Gilbert, like to me, like to some points, like I had to go from Gilbert to McDowell, which is the northernmost class building on campus, and like that walk is probably similar to the walk from the towers down to wherever, like the green or whatever. But like if Gilbert had like a bus station, like I don't think I'd take the bus. Like it was just like inconvenient to find. I think
Yeah.
the East Campus bus, I think you would have to get on like behind Gilbert, go around like towards like the shopping center, and then where like the other Acme is, and then come back around, get off at Smith, and then take a different bus from Smith or Academy or whatever. Like it was like too much. It was too hectic. I was like, it's just easier to
just walk.
Yeah,
just walk.
It was just easier to walk.
And also, UD is not a huge campus. Like, yeah, it's not 5 minutes across, but you're not going to multiple campuses. You're not going to all these different places. Like, it's pretty condensed right in the middle. So it's not bad to walk around. And it's a pretty campus. So
unless they're tearing up the green.
Which is usually happening.
Yeah, I feel like most, like, once you're down there, like you don't really, like when I'd have class, it'd be like go from Smith and then to Kirkbride, which is literally like across the street, and then it's like go on the green. It's like once you're down there, it takes like 5 to 10 minutes max to walk from building to building, but getting there is different. I mean, I guess the only thing would be like South Campus, like if you're in like the Star Building, or Townsend, I think is the agricultural building. So like I would not walk down there, but
that would be a pain.
Yeah, like that would be, you'd have to take the bus down there and then take the bus back, just because it'd take a while to walk over the bridge and everything. But I don't know. Walking, it is nice to walk around the campus. It does look pretty, especially during the nice weather.
I mean, there's also like, you don't have to just walk and you don't have to take a bus. Like, it's also super easy to bike and skateboard around your campus. Like, it's, yes, on the roads it's a little harder. The bike lanes aren't huge, but like, I know you can like bike on any of the paths. You can go through the buildings, everything. Like, it is a really easy. I didn't have a bike, which was just kind of dumb of me to not have a bike. But bikes are and if I could skateboard, I'd do that. But that seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I have a longboard in my trunk that's been sitting there. I don't know why I have it. I just have it. And I'm too scared to try it, especially on these Philly roads with all these potholes and everything. No, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't have a bike either, but Ross and I, our roommate, Abu, he had a bike. We talked about it on his episode, but just warning, there are some like walk your wheels zones. Like I know one is near Trabant, another one is up on North Campus at the bridge, where you have to get off of your bike, skateboard.
Is that a common term? Walk your wheels?
I'm pretty sure that's what the sign says.
Yeah, that's what the sign says. Walk your wheels, and not a single person listens to it.
Yeah, nobody listens. But then again, just like the 1% of people that get, pulled over for jaywalking, Claudia, there's also the 1%.
I feel attacked.
Pulled over for biking when you're supposed to walk your wheels, like Abu. So I guess we know 2 people in 2 different 1%. So it's probably more common than we think.
Yeah, well, there was one other person in my pedestrian safety class, so.
Yeah. One.
But yeah, one. Well, it was also winter session, so it's different. I'll never get over that pedestrian safety class.
And then you would not jaywalk after that, like ever.
Yeah, because you only get to take the class once, and then you have to pay $82, or it like goes up because it's your second offense.
I love how that's the thing that they take seriously.
Yeah, the amount of cocaine that happens at UD, and that's their issue, is people walking across the street. It's ridiculous. We'll get to that next episode.
Oh my god,
that'll be a mess.
But yeah, I think biking is kind of the winner in my vote. Like, I should have biked. You can get around super fast. you're not having to deal with the bus and everything.
And there's actually
it's easy.
There's a lot of bike racks actually, surprisingly, around campus.
There's a
like
ton.
There are.
Yeah.
They're
Everywhere.
Jinx.
Yeah. I also hadn't heard of anyone like getting their bike stolen. Like I still lock it up, but like I've never heard of anyone getting a bike stolen, a skateboard, anything like that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, skateboards, you just bring them into class with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, if you lock up your bike, nobody's gonna take it.
Yeah.
And I know people that even like at the end of the semester, like people be moving out and like there just be like just bikes just left on the bike rack and like they just stay there. And I'm like, well, nobody's gonna take it. Might as well just leave it. It's free.
They should put a sign out there because I would have snatched a free bike. That would have solved my issues.
Yeah, exactly.
But
another way around, getting around campus, you're allowed to have your car every year, as Claudia makes apparent. I don't know. I mean, maybe, Claudia, did you drive to any of your classes? I feel like you didn't, but I guess that would be an option also.
I did drive to some classes when I was an animal science major because I had to go to the farm. And the farm is like a solid 2.5, 3 miles, like down and past, like around South Campus. So I did drive there. I'd like drive and pick up all my friends on the way, like people in classes, and then we'd go. So I did drive to that class, but I mean, it's more work to get in your car because you have to walk to a lot that is like your assigned lot, get your car, drive, find parking. It just wasn't really worth it.
Doesn't apply as much, but senior year, I definitely did drive to a decent amount of my classes because I would just wake up and not want to like shower or do anything, just get there as quick as possible. And I was just so lazy, and lucky enough to get spots because it was like a 8 or 9 a.m. class.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one thing. I mean, it was nice. All three of us, like we all had our cars, senior year, and like, but the one thing, Delaware's parking, I think, is ridiculously overpriced.
And just bad in general.
Yeah, I look at other schools and like people are like, oh, like my parking pass this semester was $25, and then like some people are like, oh yeah,
25.
Yes, like people pay literally. Like my one friend, he goes to he doesn't go to UD obviously, but like they have free parking on campus as long as you have like a student ID.
I paid $530 for one semester. Well,
right.
My dad did. But...
So back to last episode. Delaware loves to rip you off.
Parking is definitely not.
Yeah, it's like they have a lot of spots not in places where you don't need spots. It's like you want
Campus.
Like right, like there's a huge lot at North Campus, which is
there's
great. Like
three
you can
of them.
always you can always find a spot at North Campus, but like there's 15 spots outside of the 5 most popular buildings to have class. So it's like if you think about it, like Smith, you have a 200 something person lecture, 15 spots outside, your chances are you're not going to be able to find a spot. So like their parking, I don't know, I always just felt like their parking was overpriced and like I didn't think it was worth it.
You have to pay for parking everywhere. You have to, if you are dying and have to go to student health, you have to pay for one of the 3 spots that they have available.
Why was the first, like, what?
Because it's student health. You shouldn't have to pay for parking if you're sick. Come on. It's ridiculous. You have to pay to go to the library. You have to pay for everything.
Yeah, everything is metered lots. No. They had for a while during COVID that they were not charging for parking.
That was the city, though.
Oh, how nice of them one time.
Because all the street parking and everything behind restaurants is all the city parking.
Yeah, so that was all free parking. But I don't think they do that anymore. I think they took that away.
We went down a little bit ago and they would charge me for parking.
Yeah, so I guess that's really irrelevant.
So all the main streets everywhere loves to have meters, like all down South College or whatever. Main Street everywhere. It's just ridiculous. Something
that I think a lot of people don't know. I didn't know this for the longest time either. if you're eating at a restaurant, like some restaurants on campus, if you ask them for like a parking ticket, they'll give you a slip, and you don't have to pay for parking when you're eating at restaurants on Main Street. So
yeah, they'll validate your parking.
Right, which I did not know. I thought I was like,
I knew like Kate's did that.
Yeah, Kate's does it. Walgreens does it. Oh, I was gonna say Arenas does it. That's sad.
That's so sad. Also, like, the only free lot that I know on camp or within the Newark premises, the only free lot is the shopping center all the way to the east side of Main Street. And that's got like a couple restaurants, the Natural Food Mart, stuff like that. That's the only free parking. The only one.
Which
I would not park there overnight.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
I
would say the same thing for the Burger King. If you want to try to get a little closer to Main Street, you could park there. But again, don't park there overnight. Or else.
They actually just started ticketing that. Yeah,
you have to start. You have to start paying for that now because
I would go there. I would do that all the time
because they took down the Burger King.
Yeah. Fully just removed the building. It's crazy. It just vanished.
Yeah. I remember going there and I was like, where did it go? I was like, there's something.
Okay, so I retract that statement.
But speaking of ticketing, there is nothing that Newark, Delaware likes to do more than ticket you when you park. Like, they are counting down to the second as soon as your parking meter is up.
It's funny. Everything keeps coming back to money and them charging us.
Welcome to higher education, baby.
I was gonna say, I think that's just like college as a concept.
Yeah.
The
tickets.
I got multiple tickets.
Multiple.
I think I got 4 tickets.
Wow.
I did not pay for any of them.
Nice. Good job.
Well, no, they've all been okay. Here's a little tip. So when you get a ticket, go into Perkins. Parking services is in the back. You go up to the window, you give them the puppy dog eyes, say that you didn't see the sign, and then they'll be like, okay, but next time, like, just remember, like, you can't park there anymore. And you're like, oh, thank you so much. And they rip up the ticket. What you shouldn't do is then park there again and get another ticket.
And then 2 more times after?
And then 2 more times after that. Yes, it was all the same lot. But it ended up working out. I never had to pay for a ticket.
What lot?
The one next to our house.
Nice.
Yeah. Because
so it seems like it's parking and jaywalking are just the sins of UD. If you do that, they might as well just kick you out. Like
yeah, they it's just like not. And I don't know. I've never had like I walk around and sometimes like I'll see like the boots on the cars and I'm like, you must have had like what did you? I'm like I've gotten out 4 tickets. Like what did you do that you now have a boot on your car? Like that's impressive.
Car must have been sitting there for like months.
Right. Like that's impressive. But yeah, I just think if you go talk to them and just kind of like, hey, I think the reason I got those tickets was because the lot next to our house on Cleveland. So I think what is that building? That big lot where the
art building?
Yeah, it's some sort of art building. It's right past the train tracks.
It's across from Drip Cafe and like where you walk to go to the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I missed Drip.
Oh, me too. But that lot, it's you do need a permit for it, but on the weekends, I think it's starting Friday at 5 p.m. until Monday at 8 a.m. You do not need a parking permit, and you can park there for free.
That's nice.
I don't know if they have changed that or not, but I know while we were there, that was like the rule. So I would leave my car there because we only had 3 spots, but we had 4 cars. So sometimes I park on New London because that was free parking, and then other times I'd park in there. And then to be Monday at like 9 a.m., I'd go to my car, and you best believe they put a freaking ticket on my car at 8:01. I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on.
The second it'd be 8 o'clock in 1 second, and they give you that
and
ticket.
they will put the ticket on there. I'm like, come on, really?
Delaware Parking Services loves to just slowly roam around the parking lots waiting.
They do. I see them all the time. all the time.
Floating like Dementors, just waiting to suck your soul out.
I mean, pretty much.
No one likes my Harry Potter references? Okay. Yeah, I feel like my number one tip when you move off campus is get a place with parking. Like my house had 3 parking spots and it was the best. Like, okay, yeah, if everyone has a car, it could be a little problematic, but parking wherever you're renting from, that's the way to do it. It's the best.
Jay, in our defense, I will say, I'm pretty sure the 3 of us said that we were going to have a car, definitely, and you didn't necessarily say that.
Well, I didn't plan on. I didn't bring my car. It wasn't a problem the first year because I never had my car. I didn't have my car until senior year.
Yeah, and
then I kind of was just like, there was already a fight between who has to parallel park and who gets.
Yeah, I got fucked out of that. I don't really know how.
So I didn't want to join the argument of where my car is going. So I kind of
I had my car in the garage like one time.
I remember you guys getting like that was a big deal of where people parked, and I'm like, why don't you just like switch it up? Like whoever gets home, you just go in, and everyone like I got yelled at when I at that house, and I was like, my bad. I just thought it was a good idea. Never mind. Like
I didn't even try. I parked on New London. It was free. There were always spots. Walked up the street. It was easy. I mean, and then sometimes, sometimes. So there was a spot out in the front of our house that was kind of just like free game. And like, if I ever was driving and I saw, even if I had somewhere to go, and I was driving, but I saw that spot was open, like best believe I was whipping right into that spot and not moving my car.
Yeah, and that was like free game between like 20 to 25 different townhouses.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, I remember I'd sit there and wait as I watch people walk to their car that was there. And I'm like, I'm taking this spot. Because, I mean, I want to say that it was our spot. It was in front of our house.
I mean, it pretty much was.
Yeah, but we never had it.
It was ours. It was ours.
I think it was our spot. We should have charged for it.
Yeah. Honestly, that would have been smart. We should like painted one of literally we should have painted one
of we literally should have just wow. Why didn't we do that? All we had to do was just write the number on it.
We should have Nick message the people who live there.
Just tell them and be like, hey, just write 105 on there. That would have been
as long as Kevin hasn't done anything to it.
Right. But yeah, so I would just
landlord.
Yeah. I would just leave my car wherever. I don't know. Wherever I could find. I mean, I even left my car at Claudia's house all the time just because she always had space.
All the time.
Calm down.
No, you park behind me and lock me in so that then I couldn't go anywhere.
I'd always ask you sometimes first.
Oh, but it would be funny. There was a time that our friend Phil parked behind me and his plans ended up changing. Like he had to leave his car there, but then I had to get out and I had to like 18-point turn, get out of that and like wiggle my way out of between the fence and his car. I did it. The guys across in front of me were drinking outside and they were cheering me on as I wiggled my way out. It was a great time, but it was literally 100 little turns. But no, I really liked having my car on campus. It kind of made everything more convenient. Like just going to the grocery store. Oh, you have to run and go do something. You want to go, just go wherever you need to go. It made everything easier because their public transportation is definitely not ideal.
Yeah, I'll say there's not really many places to put the car freshman year, but afterwards, when you have many more lots and places to have it, it's definitely important, if not necessary.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, we don't condone the acts of drinking and driving. Therefore, we Uber.
We Uber. Uber is
everywhere.
Amazing transition.
A hot commodity at UD. Everyone Ubers.
Everywhere.
Crazy.
Everywhere. It's honestly okay. The one thing, especially like now that I live like outside of like a city, I think that's what people call it here. I don't know. Like Ubers in Delaware were so cheap. It was actually I mean, I know we were like just close to everything, but like I got Uber from I remember one time we Ubered from South Chap to Kate's because it was raining. It was literally like $6.
Yeah.
It was so cheap. You can literally Uber anywhere. The max it would cost usually probably be like $15. Obviously, they have like their surge nights and everything, but I feel like that was never really a problem, just because like there were always, you could always find an Uber.
The more you think about it, it's really a short drive.
Yeah,
there's nowhere you're going within the UD kind of perimeter that's gonna be too expensive.
Yeah,
like especially if you're going with multiple people, like you split it, it's easy.
Yeah, it was always super cheap. I mean, I even Ubered, like I had a group project freshman year and none of us had cars, so we Ubered to Circuit City in like the Acme shopping center, and it was still like
Circuit City still exists?
No, it closed down. But it was like, or maybe it was Radio Shack. I think that closed down.
Radio Shack still exists?
I don't think so. I don't know which one it was.
No, Radio Shack definitely does not exist.
All right, maybe it was Circuit City. I don't know. But yeah, it was like $10 for an Uber. And it was like always just so. Make sure, tip about Uber, put in the right address, because sometimes things may appear as the right address, as in when you put like Rodney instead of Caesar Rodney, and then end up on West Campus behind an abandoned building instead of on Academy Street,
where the SWAT team practices.
Right. So,
or you put in 95 South Chap instead of 93, and then my neighbor ends up blacked out on my porch throwing up because she came to my house instead.
Right. So just make sure. I mean, I see my Kate's, Grotto's, Deer Park, and 105 were all of my favorites. Because that was really the only places I was Ubering. So if I ever needed, if I just needed a easier way to access where I was going, I would just click on it in my favorites instead of trying to type it in. Let's keep it at that.
I was gonna say there's also just a lot of weird addresses because there's a billion one ways and weird 5-way turns and this and that. So it can get a little confusing, but usually I'd always just put the name of wherever I was going because everything's got a name. And so that was always easy.
And actually, back to what Jay said, that might be better for you once you had a couple drinks to just save your favorites and just have it easy to go.
Yeah,
it was great. I mean, I just didn't want to type it in, so might as well just keep
pure laziness.
You probably would have typed it in wrong anyway.
If anyone needs to know, Jay, completely sober, cannot text to save his life. He can't, not one word.
I was getting at, but
sense.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's not okay. I like that though. Here's my thing. I turn off autocorrect on my phone because whenever I try to type something, autocorrect always make stuff that are words. I can literally say a word and it will still autocorrect to something random. I'm like, I literally know.
Or something like duck you.
Yeah, my phone always does duck you. Not that I'm saying I would never say that to someone, but
of course.
Jay, you're making this seem like such a wholesome podcast. I would never say duck you to someone.
I'm an angel. What can I say?
God's child.
Yes, exactly.
God's child. Oh God.
Yeah, it was actually funny when I was visiting Sam. I think it was the last time I visited Sam. We ordered an Uber and the night picked us up.
Oh God, yes. There's cool Ubers.
So there's cool. I think there's only there's a couple, but they're I want to say high end for the University of Delaware, by they're just normal cars, but have they'll have lights, and they'll have the music blasting and nice speakers.
People will be dressed up in costumes.
And Uber Leroy, who has his own Instagram page and everything, but. I got in his car and I was like, oh, I missed this. I even got in one and he had water. It was we were coming back from dates. He had water for us and snacks, and it was I just want to make sure you guys are okay. So there's water and snacks if you guys need. But and sometimes there's a dog there. Sometimes you get some good Ubers.
Yeah. Yeah, Ubering was always super easy. There's a billion cars and they could be there in 2 minutes down the road.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you can Uber anywhere and it won't be a problem. Even though those are big nights going out. Also, because a lot of people, for us, 105 Thursday night, pictures was at Deer Park, which we can literally see from our living room. So we're not Ubering there.
I was gonna say, for me to even go up to like Kate's or something was up and around the corner. Like, yes, Ubering is great, especially if it's like cold or something, but it's not always necessary.
It's just easy to get around. It's really
yeah.
It's a very small big school.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very deceiving.
It's a very small big school. Sorry. I fucked up the flow. I had trash. I just scared the shit out of me. How are we doing on time?
Okay.
We're good. We should mention special. Yeah, we should mention special trains.
Yeah, I was going to say
transportation. Call it a day.
I was just going to keep going. I didn't think we were going to stop it. Okay.
Well, I keep thinking you got scared. I'm sorry.
Okay, one of you can go.
Jalen.
What? Okay. Sorry, I was not ready. I was not ready. Okay. So it's fun to go. Why are you laughing at me? Okay, Ross, shut up. Okay.
I'm trying to help. I'm writing down the time that you need to cut out.
Oh, thank you. So it's definitely fun to, adventure and go to the bars and everything around Delaware, but Delaware is in a pretty good spot where there's like major cities, like not too far away. Philly is like 45 minutes. Baltimore is an hour. So you got some like cool places to go explore. Some good things that Delaware does have for transportation is like it's very easy to get to like outside of campus, like from campus. So they have a train station that I guess I'd consider that on campus. It's South Campus near
Pretty
like
much.
the Star Building, but they have a Septa train that runs from Newark all the way up to Philadelphia. It's like super cheap. I think it's like a couple bucks each way.
It's nothing.
So you can get to Wilmington, you can get to Philadelphia. The Newark station is also an Amtrak station, so like I would take that all the way to New York. And then you can also take Amtrak south down to Baltimore. I think that they are going to start like non-Amtrak service to Baltimore and DC, which would be really cool. Yeah, so if you could, like, I mean, like we've taken the train up to Philly for a day, but like it'd be pretty cool that you could also take the train down to Baltimore or DC for the day and just hang out. There's also a megabus station on North Campus that I think it connects you to all those major cities also. So you can go to Philly, you can go to New York, you can go to Baltimore, and then from there, you can go to Boston and DC. Like they go basically everywhere, but that station is right outside the towers, which is like really convenient. And it's that the megabus is super cheap. I mean, I think when we went to Philly, Ross and I went to Philly freshman year, and we took megabus, probably like $10 each way or something.
I think something like that.
Yeah, so it's like super cheap and a good way to get out of campus and go do some exploring.
There is also a train station in Wilmington. That's like you have to drive or Uber to get there, but I think it is easier access to a bunch of other different places. And like if you want to just take a train to Philly, stuff like that. But that one, I've driven many people there. Like it's super convenient, super easy, run in, run out.
Yeah, the Septa train, although it does go to like Wilmington and Philadelphia and everything, it doesn't run all the time to the Newark station. A lot of times they'll stop at Wilmington. So I know on the weekends you have to go to Wilmington if you want to get to Philadelphia. And then I think after like a certain time, like I don't even think that trains run to the Newark station at night, like past like 10 p.m. or something. So you'd have to Uber or something, find other arrangements to get back. But another another bus. College Coach does bus routes to I think they do New Jersey also, because Ross and I were on the same bus one time, but they do bus runs to Long Island because there's a lot of kids from Long Island that go to Delaware. So they will pick you up at Tremont and then literally like drive straight to Long Island, and there's 3 stops, 1 in Nassau and then 2 in Suffolk County, if you know what that means.
I was gonna say there's also a lot of ways to, like, I know people will take the train up to Philly, and then from that same area, like if you get in not at 30th Street here in Philly, you can just hop right on a bus and then like it'll take you up to New York and stuff like that. So you might have to do a little hopping around, but there's kind of no way, or there's always going to be a way to get up there. At no point are you going to be stuck. But another weird transportation thing that I didn't know about until a friend of mine did it was special transport if you're injured on campus. So like my friend broke his leg, and they'll actually, like, the school will come pick you up from your dorm, drive you to class, drive you back, drive you to dining halls. It's only school like activities, but it was kind of an interesting thing. I'm sure a lot of schools have it. I feel like that's something you have to do. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I'd never heard of it before you mentioned it, so I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know how you would go about doing it. I'm sure if you Google something with UD, then it'll come up. But yeah, I just remember freshman year, like a friend of mine was like, yeah, like the guy was late dropping me off. I was like, can I get a ride? Like, how do you do that? That sounds nice. But then I realized he had a broken leg, so not great.
Yeah, I guess equivalent, not really equivalent, but the off-campus version of that, a lot of Greek organizations will do safe rides to parties.
Yes.
It basically, you get picked up and are driven to a party instead of walking, at night late. Some of the times, like, the parties will go until 2-3 in the morning, and then you don't want to be walking alone by yourself, like around Newark, going back to your place. So obviously, like, partying is kind of it is a risk, especially because, like, it's not, like, we're not supposed to be doing it. But I thought it was definitely, like, good that there's some protection. Like, it's like, at least like Delaware, we're a bunch of smart kids. We are thinking.
Trying to, at least.
We are,
yeah.
We are thinking.
No, I
we
know.
do have some thoughts.
I know APO was a big one because they even did like rides to, like, hey, you're all moving into campus. I believe this was APO, but like, you're all moving to campus. Like, we'll come pick up stuff and move stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Greek organizations do. You do have to be a member. We should make that, like, you have to be part of the Greek organization in order to do this. But you should look into that. Check with your sorority, fraternity, see if they do that, because it's an interesting and really easy, free thing to take advantage of.
Yeah, I just think it's important. Like, safety should be everyone's number one concern, whether you're having fun or not. So, like, having that option just to make sure, like, you guys, like, you're getting home safe and whatnot.
Yeah.
On campus version of that, I know during finals week, the school have buses. They usually have like a late night bus schedule, but they'll also have extra buses to take you home from the library, because the library is open 24 hours during finals week. So again, like, not a party, but you're still going to be out late. So it's good to have another option to get home. I know, like, the football team also, like, you can call them or something. I don't know how it works. Maybe Ross, but
I don't.
No. But I know, like, the football team will sometimes, like, you can call them and then they will send 2 players and they'll walk you to your dorm, which I thought was interesting.
Never heard that.
I was told that my freshman year. They're not walking me, but but yeah.
Jay calls and they're like, really? Like,
Are you sure?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 1.5 million ways to get around. And there's also, like, the thing about safe rides. I wasn't in a sorority, but I didn't learn about that until I got one with a friend of mine who was in a fraternity and got a safe ride. I was like, oh, this is very nice. It's like a free Uber with people you like.
Exactly. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
I think that was a pretty comprehensive coverage of everything that is getting around UD.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but
I don't think so.
Didn't turn out that way.
I want to hear it. Say that I told you so. Say that I told you so.
I will never say those words.
Nope. So next time we're gonna talk about drinking, drugs, parties, and that's gonna be a little more exciting. And we'll have another guest on next time. So
yes,
should we
it's gonna be
look forward to
longer.
that.
I was gonna say, should we give the disclaimer about the guest now, or should we just?
I say we
Go
just
ahead.
let them figure it out. No, we just
Okay.
surprise.
Yeah, this guest of
He's
ours.
a very good friend of ours.
He's a yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one.
If you want fun stories about going out in Newark, Delaware, this is the man to talk to.
Yes, for sure.
Quality content.
Quality content for sure.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Cool.
We will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
See you.
bye.
Yeah, that was good.
I told you it was gonna be long.
I thought that was good.